Welcome in, everyone. It is DB's Best Bets presented by Full Time Roundup, episode 10. Harrison, we're at double digits. Let's go. Um, just a little bit of housekeeping here. Me and Matt dropped a podcast this morning on Thursday. So go ahead and check that out. If you're listening on podcast form, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating and download the episode. If you're watching this right now, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. And yeah, Harrison, it is, what time is it right now? It is 10:36 on a Thursday, late night record once again for us. How are you doing?
Doing good. Long day, but hey, we had to get this in. Another solid week for the fellas. I mean, not horrible at least. Pretty average, but yeah, excited for this weekend. Some good soccer. So looking forward to it.
Not only did we, the Champions League slate, the Europa League slate, the Europa Conference League slate was fire, but gambling turned legal on Monday. That means no more bravado. That means no more, offsite book. If you do that, we don't do that. We follow the rules here. But definitely take advantage of all the bonus bets that is there to offer and the free money to take from the bookies. And if you ever need a referral, hit up my guy Harrison at hclark_2, and he will gladly refer you for some free play.
Would love to.
Here. All right, but let's get into it. I went 3-1. You went 3-3. Not a bad week. Thank God I was able to bounce back from an abysmal last week. But let's go ahead and unpack what was this week's play. Give me just a second. What's going on here? Oh, my fault. Sorry for the technical difficulties. All right. And we're going to go ahead and change the setup here. Here we go. Harrison, can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, cool. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about Monday's game here. Monday's game was Newcastle versus Chelsea. We both had a play in this game, but it was a different play. You had Chelsea money line. I had over 3.5 at juicy odds. Both of us, no first game jitters this time. It's starting to be a trend. I love it. And we both came away.
The reverse jinx.
The reverse jinx. First day of legal gambling. We both won our first bet. It was just good vibes all around.
Yeah, it was, and especially because my squad pulled one out. Like I said, Chelsea show up for like decent teams. It's just the bad ones that they just cannot figure out, which is the most annoying part of being a Chelsea fan. But it started quick. Nicholas Jackson, little flick. I mean, never really seen him do anything like that, but that was a nice little start. And then Isak scored before Chelsea through Cole Palmer scored. And I will say, Daniel knows about this, but it was my first bet on FanDuel. And I decided to put one of those, or actually it was DraftKings. I put one of their bonus bets down, my first legal bet. And it was Cole Palmer to be the third goal scorer of the game. And he ended up doing it for a plus 600 cash, which was nice. And then Mikhailo Mudryk with a bit of brilliance to get the 3, which was for Newcastle scored, obviously, and cash for Daniel. But Chelsea, great win on Friday. No first game jitters anymore. Officially, we're dialed in beginning of weeks now.
We are so dialed. What made you take Cole Palmer third goal scorer?
Just a feeling. Also, I knew that if Chelsea, I mean, he's the one who takes their penalties as well, so you have to factor that in.
That's a smart bet. Then that's a smart bet. You're
you have
good.
to factor in
prop player. I'll give you credit there. Like I'm terrible at props, but like when you're anytime goal scorers, you have those. Those, I mean, those are usually money. I'm very impressed.
I appreciate that, partner. I mean, I don't know. It was just a kind of a gut feeling, and also wanted to have a little fun on the first day. But yeah, that was sweet. So all around a solid performance from the boys.
That's awesome. And unfortunately, the next day on Tuesday, we both had Napoli plus a half, and yeah, that it looked alive. It looked so dead, and then it looked alive again, and then it was dead again. Barca with a bang bang 2-0 lead. Napoli gets one before the half to make the boys believe a little bit, and then Lewandowski kind of puts the dagger in our heart midway through the second half. Pretty unlucky. Slightly disappointed with Napoli's performance, but I mean, this Barca team looked renewed and a lot different than the Barca I've been watching as of late. So don't know what that was about, but you live and you learn.
Wasn't really able to catch much of the Champions League games this week, but I mean, like you said, the highlights that I watched. I mean, Barcelona looked like it was moving the ball real nice, and considering their injuries, really was not expecting that. I mean, you got Andreas Christensen stepping into the midfield for them, uh, and also just Yamal is special. For me, Lopez is a good player. He scored the first goal. I mean, I don't know. It's a really impressive performance from Barcelona with their backs against the wall at home against Napoli, who were very hungry. So yeah, tough, tough one to swallow. Thought Napoli, had a chance, especially when they got that goal back. And then they were fighting for the second before Lua finished us off. But yeah, I mean, what can you say? Barcelona played a great game.
Yeah, I had to put $10 down on a book to like get my free bets. I took. I was like, I don't know what to take. Like $10 is such a dumb. I guess I could have crafted up a crazy lay, but I tried Victor Osimhen anytime. That was like my prop of the week.
I don't blame
I thought it was going to be free. Unfortunately, it was not. But we rode something together the next day. I had to play on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I really liked how it kind of lined up. I could focus on one thing at a time here. But we talked about it last time on the show. It was a brutal beat with the Luton over last week, but an absolute classic game here. Luton Town versus the Cherries, Bournemouth. Luton go up 3-0, and we're like, all right, well, just need one more here, and the boys are going to cash. And Bournemouth just came out of that locker room. Apparently, they came out 5 minutes early. Iriol was so disgusted with them. They're like, get out of my sight, go on the field. And they score 4 goals in less than 45 minutes to win the game 4-3, a Premier League instant classic. And boy, did Luton choke. So sad.
It was great for the over. It was great for the over. I mean, me and you were feeling amazing, amazing. Honestly, the vibes, like
the vibes were crazy.
The vibes are unbelievable. I was like, dude, this Luton team, I love them so much. And then Bournemouth get the goal to make it 3-1. I'm like, okay, hey, over cash. That's all we care about. But I was like, there's a little bit something more here. Like I like Luton. I want them to stay up. And then they scored again to make it 3-2. And I texted you, I was like, no, dude, not like this. Like this can't happen. And then immediately 3-3, and then they make it 4-3 late. And I was honestly heartbroken for Luton.
What did I text you? I texted you at like 3-3. I was like, it's Cherry's money line or die, because I just knew that. I was like, there's no fucking way that Loon aren't gonna lose this game after conceding 3 in a row. And yeah, that was it was like showing up to your own funeral in a way, but.
I feel so bad for Luton, dude. I just want them to play well. And honestly, like most games, they do play well. It's just a matter of if they're able to actually get the points. And somehow they walk away with none.
They're so injured too. It's so tragic.
What a goal by Solanke, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. My
Yeah,
God, Liverpool legend
Liverpool and Chelsea legend. Don't forget about
and
that.
Chelsea legend.
You
Salah.
also had Inter Pick'em. I've had a while to unpack this game in my mind, as I was very disappointed myself with how Inter performed. Lost my future, but was able to hedge out, actually, which was nice. I completely hedged out of it at extra time. But yeah, Inzaghi completely lost the plot here. We should have, been cruising after 1-0.
At least should have gotten a push, I feel like, here. I mean, even if Atletico get one, Inter should be going through here. I said this on the main pod, just how much I just really don't like Memphis Depay, and he really stuck it to me after he listened closely to the podcast.
I told you I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
don't doubt this
it was a
guy.
great through ball into him and a good finish. I'll give him that. But that was pretty demoralizing late. And the PKs, I mean, Lautaro Martinez, I don't know, but yeah, the pick'em was already dead for me at that point. You had them to advance. I don't even know. Like, yeah, I don't know. But Atletico are a good team at home. They've always been a good team at home. It's just a matter if they actually show up or not. So another brutal one. Champions League. Champions League was brutal this week.
Yeah, it was brutal, and it was really entertaining as a watcher, but as a gambler, it was a tough week for sure. But you know what wasn't tough? The Europa League and Liverpool Sparta over 3.5. This was one of those bonus bets that was an absolute nuke for old DB over here. And we scored 4 goals in 15 minutes, and I turned the game off and turned on the Golasso network because that game was already over. So I don't think I've ever had an over cash that quickly in my entire life. So I'll take it. It was just one of those days. It was also a great slate as well.
Couldn't believe the notifications I was getting on my phone. I was just like, it was 1-0, then immediately 2-0 a minute after. I was like, oh boy, Danny Boy is fired up right now. And yeah, the over was cashed immediately. I could not believe what I was seeing.
Yeah, no, it's all right. My phone, my computer's probably dying. Yeah, so literally, I don't know if you watched the highlights or not, Harry, but we scored a goal, and then directly from the kickoff, they kick it all the way back to their center back. They push it back to the left center back. He just lagged, like a non-player character, like an NPC. I think Salah just takes it off of him and just squares it to Bobby Clark, and Bobby Clark just passes in the net. And I was like, "There's no way I just watched that." I mean, that was so bad, and it ended at 6-1. So
the overcast in 14 minutes.
Yeah, 14
goals. Minutes.
That's, I mean, that's what you need. But you also had a Europa League bet here, Atalanta Sporting, and that went well for you.
Yeah, I mean, Sporting got the early, or not early. It was like 30th minute, and then Atalanta with a big goal right after halftime, just to level it, and then they get the goal that ends up taking them on to the next round around the 60th minute. All I needed was 3, and we got 3. So I will take that. The only Europa League play I had. It should have hit last week for you. It ended up hitting this week for me.
Yeah, I ended up taking that kind of silently with you. So I'm glad we were able to do that together. Now, just to update here our records, I am 24, 20, and 1. Harrison, you are 25, 21, and 5. So pretty well above 500 here for the boys. We're basically at the same percentage, which is really funny. I love that. But yeah, let's lock in and let's talk about what we got on the docket for this weekend here. I have 6 plays. You have 6 plays, and then we have a couple leans here. So let's talk it out here. Let's get gritty, and we'll also make a little parlay at the end. I think that'll be fun.
Yes, please. Last one
So,
hit.
yeah. No. So what do we have together here? Oh, okay. We have a couple together. We have Bayern -2 against
All right, hot hand.
Darmstadt at Darmstadt. This isn't going to be like Leipzig last week. It's not. It's Bayern are rolling right now. I am very confident they win at least 5 now.
I agree. I was thinking about taking the over, but I'm just going to stick it with Bayern. The over was like
4,
plus
right?
money at 3.5. I saw 3.5 at plus money, and I was thinking,
What?
yeah. I mean, I can double check for you, but um, I'm just going to ride the hot hand here. I know we had for a long time we've had Bayern on the do not list, but with the way they're playing, it's like I think they're slowly coming off of it, which is why we're both taking them. Kane's bagging goals left and right. Darmstadt, I mean, they should have lost like 6-0 to Leipzig last week, and they ended up somehow only losing 2-0. So I like our chances here with Bayern just to win by 2 or more.
Yeah, I do too. And why I had that reaction was because, with these books, this is a lesson for you all who are new here. Always line shop. I had a super boost, whatever that means, which means like it basically just changes the odds by, I think like -50 or whatever. And I got the over 3.5 at like basically plus odds. So if the lines move that much, that's very sad for me. But -2 was at even odds when I took it.
I was wrong about the overs. Over 3.5 at like -135.
Yeah,
So
so I boosted it to basically even odds. So I mean,
love that.
those are like that's one of the things that you can take advantage, but always line shop to make sure you get the best number because you would be surprised how the discrepancies between them. But yeah, Bayern -2, over 3.5. I'm gonna just put Bayern -2 on here, but I think the over 3.5. I mean, if Bayern win by more than 2, they're probably gonna win by 5, and that's not a joke. I'm being dead serious saying that. Now we also have another play together. I was debating again with this game about either taking Spurs money line or the over at 3.5 against Fulham. I ended up taking just Spurs money line. I feel like the last couple Spurs overs have hit very luckily.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I've taken them 2 weeks in a row, and it's been a sweat all the way to the end. I don't feel like sweating this week. I just like Tottenham in the spot a lot. They have a lot to play for right now. Fulham just lost to Wolves, so I guess you could call it a get right spot, but I'm not thinking so.
Yeah, I mean, at like plus 100, it's a little nervy, but I kind of agree that I just think Spurs are playing for too much right now, especially with Villa having a big game this weekend against West Ham, which we'll get to later. I just think that this is a great spot for Tottenham, potentially even to get into the top 4. So, I mean, yeah, I like their chances. Fulham are, I've said it already once on another show that they're pesky, but I just think Spurs are the better team, and I like Ange to get a good message across for the boys to get it done on the road.
I'd concur. So, and I get to just yell at my Spurs friends if it loses. So it's a kind of win-win situation for me here.
Mm-hmm.
Now going to the FA Cup for me here. Liverpool money line at -120. Yeah, this is a ridiculous line. I'm taking the bait. I don't care. We just beat. I mean, they're not a good team, but we just put 6 past the guy. Or Sparta Prague. We rested. We want to win the FA Cup. We want to win the quadruple. I'm just not worried at all. I'm hammering Liverpool money line here.
I'll probably end up tailing. Not on my card, but I think that come Sunday, very well could be on the card. I agree. It's just something about
At Old
Liverpool.
Trafford too,
Yeah,
which they
no,
suck at
yeah.
home and they're injured.
Yeah. Sorry, man, you didn't give me very much confidence beating Everton last week 2-0 with 2 penalties. So I'm going to take the far better team here. if I do end up playing it on Sunday. So I like the chances of Liverpool this weekend.
I'm thinking of not only the players on the pitch, which is a huge discrepancy, but I'm thinking about Jurgen Klopp versus Ten Hag. Ten Hag already parked the bus in December against Jurgen. That probably upset Jurgen a little bit. I think he's gonna. This is his last time, I believe, playing Manchester United. As the Liverpool manager, I could be wrong on that, but we might play them later in the league, but I can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, I think we do. Shit. Okay. Well,
at Old Trafford also.
Well, anywho, I think Jurgen's gonna want to win this game, and so I think this is an insanely good line for a really bad team. And go ahead and lock that one in. Now, Harrison, let's go to the Bundesliga for you with this Leipzig cone over 2.5.
Well, we saw what Leipzig can do, and we know the sort of attacking capabilities they have. Cologne are just not very good. I think Darmstadt are a little worse than them, but I think Cologne is also just not good. Like in terms of, I think they are very susceptible. And Leipzig, we saw the amount of chances they had against Darmstadt last week. And I know this is on the road, but just getting to three goals, I like our chance here with the firepower that Leipzig has up top. And this is another big game for Leipzig. I mean, they're fighting to try to get into the top four. Obviously, Stuttgart and Dortmund are right there also, but yeah, I think Leipzig are playing good soccer right now, and I like them scoring multiple goals here. Maybe Cologne get one, but I feel like this could be like a 2-1, 3-1 Leipzig kind of win. So I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good spot. I think Leipzig definitely win this game. They're at like minus 200, I think, money line as well. So pretty good value. So I like that play. They got a lot to play for, like you said, especially chasing Dortmund right now. No Champions League ball either. So this is a good opportunity. There's definitely blood in the water here. Now, to move on to God, I can't believe I told myself I wasn't going to take a French over, and I'm doing it.
Oh, we've gone over this.
The numbies told me to. I had to, dude. I had to. Marseille Rennes over 2.5. Marseille is just so hot in goal scoring form. They rested. I waited till they rested Aubameyang for the Europa League. They rested a lot of guys, and Rennes just yeah, and Rennes they almost choked that. By the way, that was almost wild. But Rennes like has been really good goal scoring form too. So it's just like I think this is the game to take the over, and this is where I get back on track in France, and hopefully I'm right here.
I mean, they're 7th and 8th in the table right now, so obviously the big game between the two. I agree with you that Marseille is in great scoring form. It's just hard for me to trust French football in general, so I'm going to let you have that. But
wish me luck.
Wish me luck. Best of luck.
Now you have an under, but it's an under that I'm okay with because it's our new trend. I actually took it as well, but not on my card.
We've mentioned this multiple times. The sample size really all we needed was 2 games. I took it last week, and it cashed. Going back to it, Charlotte FC under against Nashville FC. It's 2.5. Not really much to say other than the guy who is supposed to score goals for Charlotte, Enzo Capetti, who already doesn't score goals for Charlotte, is now injured. So even more question marks for Charlotte. As a Charlotte fan, I hope we pull out a result. But yeah, I'm gonna take the under because Charlotte unders.
Yeah, the books have caught on, and the odds are pretty shite here. So this would be a nice little boosty guy if you could find one, or you parlay it with a fat money line like Bayern to get the odds a little bit down. Is what I would do here. I think Bayern or like a Manchester City in there to help the odds a little bit would probably help. But like I said, I did do a boost on this one to bring it down to almost plus odds, and I went ahead and do that. So if you're in North Carolina and you joined a book, go ahead and just use one of those guys on this thing because number one, like you said, Copetti's injured. Number two, Nashville played Messi midweek in Miami, so the legs are going to be tired. I think this is going to be a slow game, and I think Charlotte are going to try to keep it as close as possible for as long as possible. Now,
shout out to you for getting for texting me like pretty close to when that line came out. Just be like, get on that under right now, which I did immediately. And I don't even know if the odds are. I mean, even when I got on it was like minus 150, and I was like, I'll still play that. So.
Yeah, I'm not playing that 2.25 shit. Only for overs, not for unders.
Hell no.
I'm taking my talents also to Spain here. Girona Getafe over 2.5. This is just one of those uncomfortable bets that I like, and I think it's going to hit because it makes me uncomfortable. But Getafe are in really good goal scoring form. You don't have to talk about Girona because Girona love overs. This is just one of those where I just have a really good feeling. It's a gut feeling, and I'm going to take it. Now you have a bet here in the Premier League, and it's going to hit because I feel so strongly with this one.
Might be my favorite player of the week, actually. Yeah. West Ham and Aston Villa are basically at a pick 'em this weekend, so I'm going to take West Ham.
At home. That's good.
At home. And actually playing decent.
5-0 today?
Well, no, besides today's game. I'm talking about Premier League. Recent Premier League form. Yeah, Europa League, whatever.
They beat a good side, though. It's not.
They did. So I don't know. This is also a gut feeling. But it might be my favorite gut play that we've had on the show. I mean, so many injuries. Also, John McGinn on a red card for Aston Villa. Big part of that team.
Ollie Watkins, he went down. Yeah. No, you're talking me into this.
I mean, Kamara's already out. Mings is already. I mean, obviously Mings out. He's out for the season. But like, I just think that this is a really good spot for West Ham. The London Stadium, the bubbles are be going. I don't know.
I love something about bubbles.
It. Yeah, the bubbles do fire me up a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I could sneak in maybe a bonus bet on like an Antonio goal. Just something about it. I mean, Jared Bowen's probably has the better odds, but Antonio, just something about that guy. I don't know. So, yeah, West Ham pick 'em, book it. Might be my favorite play of the week because it's disgusting.
It is gross. I like it though. Now, couple leans here that we wanted to talk about really quickly. Brentford money line for me. They play Burnley, and it's at Burnley, but Brentford at the end of the day are just a better side than Burnley, and I think at Brentford at plus money is a really good sprinkle opportunity. Stuttgart's also kind of not at plus money, but at good enough money to take it. I wasn't sure about this one against Hoffenheim because Hoffenheim's a good team, but then I realized that John Brooks and Ozan Kabak both got red cards, so they're missing their two starting center backs, which means your boy Sehu Guirassy and Undav are going to have an absolute field day on these fellas. So that's a lean any goal scorer Guirassy because I think there's no way he doesn't get a goal in this one.
You're the prop guy now.
Hey, you didn't take any other than Michel Antonio.
Well, Antonio, that I could put Antonio in the leads category. Yeah, I don't know yet if I'm actually going to play a Michel Antonio goal. I'm just praying that West Ham can get out of there with a win.
How about any leans for you? Or do you agree with those takes?
I do agree with those. The only lean, I mean, 4 of these are yours. The only one I really added was Atalanta. I know they played today. They play again on Sunday against Frosinone. The line's only minus 120, so again, probably walking to an absolute trap. But
Is it at Atalanta?
it's at Atalanta too. Frosinone are probably going to win this game outright. But if I mean, like Atalanta, they're right in the hunt for the top four right now, and in Serie A, like it's a game they should win. But again, at minus 120, bettors are probably just walking to an absolute trap. But I don't know.
Frosinone are terrible. I don't understand that. Unless they are just gonna rest everyone. But I like that play. I might sprinkle on it myself. I also have an MLS play or lean, Galaxy St. Louis over 3. Galaxy, this is a trend for me, just print overs. So I've been keeping an eye on them, and I think this should go over 3, and I like the number at 3. And then Atletico Barca, a weird one, but I feel like it's an over game. I
mean, I could see it.
Have you watched East Down and Bound?
No.
No, never mind. You wouldn't get the reference, but yeah, I feel like this is an over game.
So out of touch.
So
I mean, I think it's kind of a gross under or over, but I like it.
Sometimes they're the best. We'll learn if these gross plays
we'll
are
probably maybe we'll get another Memphis Depay masterclass, and you'll get your over.
Yeah, he has something to play for against his old club.
He does.
So that'll be interesting.
Mean, we'll see. We'll see how Barca plays second game consecutive with a bunch of guys out. See if that's actually like a consistent kind of performance that they put in against Napoli. If they're able to repeat that against Atletico, who obviously are going to be playing with a bunch of confidence after knocking off Inter. I think it should be. I think it should be a fun game. Is this at Atletico? Metro's me popping.
It is. But just to recap here, I have Liverpool money line, Bayern -2, Brentford Burnley over 3, Spurs money line, Girona Getafe over 2.5, and Marseille Rennes over 2.5. Harrison, what do you have?
Charlotte FC, Nashville FC under 2.5, Leipzig Cologne or Cologne? Is it Cologne?
Cone's fine.
Cone. Jeez. Over 2.5 to 3. Luton over 2.5 to 3. Did we even talk about that game? Okay. Yeah. Hammer. Bayern -2. Spurs money line. And West Ham pick 'em free as air.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. Best of luck this weekend, and we will catch you on Sunday night. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of DB's Best Bets.